Hey, this is for Heart Shape Booty Day 15. I have something a little bit different for you today. A chance for you to actually mix up a mini cardio session along with your glute work by doing some kicks. Okay, but we're going to start off today with a great mobility drill. This mobility drill is going to not only activate your glutes, but it's going to help us work on our thoracic spine extension, and that is the glute bridge reach overs. Okay, so we'll start with that and then I'll show you the two kicks. So the first part is laying into or getting down into your bridge, or the start of your bridge, and that was where we want to take all the slack, the space from our lower back to the floor by pressing into that floor. That means you're going to have to engage through the abs, squeeze your PP muscles, okay? Now we're going to alternate our reach behind us. So you could go ahead and have your arms down, your elbows down on the floor. You are allowed to use the elbows in order to help you balance, okay? So if we're going to reach over to my left first, that means I'm going to first come up into a nice bridge with a full hip extension. So if we were to put something, on the top of the knee, it's just going to roll straight down, okay, because of this full hip extension. And then we'll reach over to the opposite side of the working glute. So if we're working our right glute, then we're going to reach over to the left. We're pressing through that right heel to engage the right glute, and then we'll just alternate. Exhale on the way back. Now if you want to come down a little bit, don't come all the way down, there's no need for that. You could just roll a few vertebrae down while still keeping your abs engaged, then get back into a nice full hip extension as you reach over and tap the floor, okay? So you'll definitely feel each glute engage with every reach. All right, so just do that for about 2 minutes. Okay, now for the kicks. All right, so this is a little Thai bow, it's a little martial arts, and here's the thing: we often do mix in elements of actual, sports into our workouts. And the thing is, I see a lot of things get botched just because we're not actually a boxer or a martial artist. But you want to actually do and learn the foundation and do them as if, okay? So now, if you were a martial artist, if you were a boxer, what is the whole point, right? You're actually training to actually punch somebody or kick somebody, right? Or being prepared to have to do that, okay? So we do want to think about that the end kick is going to have this imaginary impact, okay? So that's going to help you keep your form and keep your engagement in mind. But we are doing this for the glutes for the booty month. So the two kicks that I chose, well, all the kicks would be really great, but the two kicks that I chose today are the side kick and the back kick. And how we would do this into cardio is by speeding it up and or mixing up the tiers. So the first tier, you get to hold on to the back of something for support, because you're going to be in a one leg stance, so you're going to need that extra balance. So if you want to tap down onto something, so we'll do the side kick first. So with the side kick, we want to be in sort of this diagonal position with our feet, okay, and the leg goes out to our side. We're hitting with we're kicking with our heel as the point of impact. So you could hold on to here, you bring that leg up and you extend and kick through that heel and you bring it back down like this. So here are the points here. It's not just kicking out like this and then popping that leg down. It's actually like a 4 count, okay? So once you have your hips driving towards the side that you're going to kick, you bring that knee up first. So you get an ab engagement here, okay? And then you turn that leg so that your knee and your ankle and your feet are even, you drive that out. Now remember, for full impact, you want to actually have reach and have power through the hips. So your hips are going to extend that way. See that? You're going to push your hips back as well at impact, okay? And then after that impact, you're going to bring that knee back in, reverse it before you bring it down, okay? So don't drop down here, okay? Don't do this and drop it down here. Moderate level for that would be to do it without, you know, the support. And I want you to now also keep a couple of other keys in mind. So what do you do with this arm? You want to protect your face and neck, okay, for one thing. So hold up your fist. Remember, the fist is your thumb across your knuckles, okay? So not like this, okay? And remember to have that flat line, okay, from your forearm to your knuckles, okay? So have that fist here protecting your neck area, okay? And then you could think about this arm being relaxed enough so that it could kind of go in any direction, okay? But don't worry about this arm so much. If you want to just kind of rest it or, across your waistline here, that's fine. So from here, you bring that leg up, kick it out with that full hip extension, bring it back in and drop, okay? So this would be your moderate level. Do it when you're standing, okay? So if you want to really try to think about getting that impact, okay? Breathe out, okay? The next level would be when we actually start working our balance as well at the same time and start moving across however much space we have. Now, there's a couple ways that you could do this. You could move while standing in place if you don't have a lot of room. So you could actually start on the opposite side, tap that foot together, okay? Remember, it's still turned out because your knees are going to stay fixed here, and then do that kick and then come back around, okay? That's one way to kind of move and add in a component. But even here, you want to be engaged. So now you're engaging that tapping foot, okay? Tap together, pivot, and kick it down. Or you could actually keep moving across your space. Now when you move across the space, you want to have a nice bouncy sort of a horse stance, allowing you to keep maximum balance, okay, and low enough to where you could move around and not be easily knocked off, okay? So that's why we have this horse stance. But from here, if you get your feet together, okay, and then do the kick, okay, you could just keep doing that all the way down the line, okay? However many you could get in, and you could turn around and do it the other direction. I want you to also keep in mind where your head goes, okay? Don't turn your head, which will bring your body, okay, towards the side that you're kicking, okay, and end up twisting, okay, not for this side kick. You want to actually keep your head fairly in line with your torso and think about just expanding your line of vision. So in my case, I would look for this, whatever this is, on the side of my glasses, just my eyeballs, okay? So, because you want to keep as much of a line of vision as possible, and you basically don't want to necessarily turn your back to someone, okay? That's kind of the point with the general eye and head position. Okay, so one more time, you want to just, if you have the ability to actually drag that foot together, okay, do so. If you can't because you're skidding with your shoes and the flooring, just step it in and keep going that way. Okay, now when you have the back kick, this is going to be basically the one time where you do have your back turned to somebody, right? But again, we follow the same suggestion or cue with the eyes, in that you still want to have increase your line of vision by just turning your eyeballs and getting to that point, turning your head only to the point where you're going to have your line of vision with whatever you're kicking behind you, because you still want to keep your head pretty much in line with your torso. Okay, so with the back kick, it would be first here, again, you could hold on to something. With the back kick, we're basically square with just the back leg shooting straight behind, but also with that same 4 count. So bring the leg up, extend, hit with that heel, okay? Bring the leg back in, and then down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to give you a funny little cue for this, because we do want to hit with that heel, and in this case our heel is basically straight up, okay? You know when the guys wear the protective cups in the sports? I want you to think that you're kicking behind, trying to aim for the guy with the cup behind you. Hook that cup, okay, and snap it with that heel and bring it down. Okay, so that's going to help you think about keeping that heel straight up. Next level would be to do it without anything to help you stand up. And then you could also make this a little bit more dynamic by actually adding at the front a standing knee tuck, okay? Or a standing crunch. Okay, what you want to do is just to make sure that you're pressing in through that heel and pressing the hips back to get that maximum reach, okay? The maximum reach, and or it would be maximum impact if you're doing this with some sort of, with any sort of speed, okay? So try those. If you need to just stay in one place and just work on, these are great stationary glute exercises, okay? If you don't want to actually do it with the all the cues of an actual kick, and you just want to focus on the extension of the legs through the heel so that you get the glute contraction and the glute engagement and the legs and the abs. All of this is fine, okay? But if you want to kick it up into more of a cardio session and get some of that dynamic movement in, and actually, have a little fun practicing, imagining that you're actually making the impact with someone unfortunate enough to catch you off guard in the dark alley, it's fun to try, all right? So give it a go. I'll see you in the next post.